A lot of the inherent elements of my life are predicated on trying to impress other people. The entire reason uh, this video exists with an anime girl uh, during the whole video on a vlogging channel that is secondary to an anime analysis channel is because when I was 12 years old, I saw Trixie the Golden Witch do it, and I thought it was the most amazing thing ever, and I was very impressed. And so, I wanted to impress my friends by doing something similar. Hopefully, I'll shut the window so you don't hear any noises. All right. Um, the whole reason that I started watching anime in the first place was that I thought it was like the coolest thing in the universe to be into anime. I thought like there was like a pre-anime phase and a post-anime phase of coolness. Um, and so that's why I started watching, and that's why I watch so much weird anime. Like I still haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist or Mirai Nikki or, half of the most famous shows ever. But I've seen all of like the weird 80s OVAs that are only available on like to legally stream on like a Roku channel. Uh if that. um Whereas if I weren't trying to impress anyone with this, I would probably just be going down the list of the top 100 highest rated anime. And that's not to say that my opinions are faked to impress people. I think that occasionally my opinions are heavily exaggerated to impress people, but I don't think it's too often. Um, I think in most cases, I just have very annoying contrarian opinions that most people perceive as me trying to impress other people. Whereas, like, I just don't like Attack on Titan, but that's not because I'm trying to seem cool and edgy, because everyone else likes Attack on Titan. I would honestly, if I would love to be into all the anime that everyone else is into. Like, if my favorite shows were like Death Note and Attack on Titan, that would be amazing. Because then I would be able to connect with everybody. Because everyone likes Death Note, and everyone likes Attack on Titan. Those are like, coincidentally, made by the same director. uh, those are like the big two shows that everyone likes if when they're like I like anime and Demon Slayer, which is not by the same director, but still. um I think the most normie show I like, aside from like Studio Ghibli, is well it like Studio Ghibli, I feel like a lot of people Studio Ghibli just doesn't register as anime like at all. Like they think whenever um Studio Ghibli comes into question, they're like, everyone that hates anime is like, well, Ghibli's another thing. That's like a whole different, like, genre from anime. And, um, I think, uh, well, it's obviously anime, but but the most normie show I like that's not a Studio Ghibli film, which I do like the normie Studio Ghibli movies a lot. I love Totoro, but is probably Neon Genesis Evangelion, which, like, to be fair, everyone likes Neon Genesis Evangelion. However, if you're not, if the only shows you like are the only shows you've seen and liked are Death Note and Attack on Titan, then you likely will not be super into Neon Genesis Evangelion. And that's not it. The reason why I watched Neon Genesis Evangelion in the first place was that it was the only really famous show that everyone likes that is, like, really cool to like. Like, everyone, all the cool people love it, and it's like their favorite show. And when I first watched it, I hated it, and I was like, and I used that as trying to impress people for a little bit. And I was like, the rebuild movies are everything that the show is, but better. I still like the rebuild movies. I don't hate the rebuild movies. I don't like 3. I don't hate 3, but I don't like it that much. It's okay. It's not okay, actually. It's like mediocre, but it's not horrible. Most people seem to think it's horrible. But yeah, that's my long meandering tangent that started off as a rant about impressing people.